election power in the Committee of Nations, in the Global Committee of Nations. So, for me, this is awesome. It's viable. It's important, in fact, and it cannot be more timely. It's something that we need. We do need. We really do need that. Jews have perfected the bloc politics.
Yeah.
The question of identity in politics will always exist. We can never remove it. And this is what I was even trying to make my Nigerian people understand, because we still have a lot of problems with, ethnicity and religion. But the question is, how do you work with it as an instrument to actualize collective goals? That's what we as Africans need to address. But in addressing that, we would now have to appreciate the problem.
You've muted by mistake.
Sorry, a call was coming up, decline.
Okay.
So we have to address the issues of how we see ourselves as competitors. An African nation wants to say, oh, I'm ahead of, Nigeria is this over, other countries. South Africa, we've been trying to strengthen the African Union bloc, but it's the issue of regional integration in Africa has always remained a problem, because, for instance, South Africa is with BRICS. There are lots of issues like that. We still have to come to have these kinds of conversations, and we cannot run away from the intellectual aspect of it, as much as we want to use regular civil society language that carries everybody along, because these are the issues underpinning for which, until they are addressed institutionally and structurally, all this will just be conversations without impact. Because at the level of policy making, there's a lot has to be deliberate.
Yeah.
Intentional, from governments.
Because if we don't talk about these things, nothing will happen. And we have to, like you said, we have to put action into it. Because talk only is cheap.
Really cheap. It's the easiest thing. Everybody does that, especially in Africa. Nobody commits to the process.
And for me personally, I believe this thing, more change will come from young people, whether we like it or not.
True.
And we need to find a way of, trying to reach out even to the older, our elders to execute it, because we cannot cut them off. But we know that, yes, there will be a lot of resistance from them. But sometimes I see hope in some of them, because some of them, they really want, change. They are pushing for these things, and they are talking about new institutions that will, challenge, the current institutions. For example, AU, I don't believe that they're doing a lot at the moment. Even the one in Southern Africa, Southern region, SADC, those institutions are run by people that are supporting each other. So institutions are because of they do changes in the community because of the people, and I don't believe that the people that are there leading them, they want change. And so there has to be ways or systems that will enforce them to accept that change. And one person that I don't know what you think of him. I've heard people have different thoughts of him, but for me, I believe he's a good person. Aliko Dangote. And he's a Nigerian businessman. He's a billionaire. And also Ibrahim Mo. I don't know if you know Ibrahim Mo. Because they collaborate, they work together. These are billionaires. They've always tried to challenge the system, and in one way or another. And I believe that his businesses are helping out in the community. And notable, the new project that is pushing at the moment it was affected by COVID-19, but by the grace of God, we hope it will be completed, as they say, like in 2021. The refining of crude oil, which is going to about 650,000 barrels of crude oil that will be refined in Nigeria. So that is something that a lot of international people never expected Africa to lead such a project, but it's happening. So there's hope. I mean,
Well,
only, yeah.
when it
So,
comes to
mm,
when it comes to the Dangote analysis, we
yeah,
the Nigerians
yes, we
have
want to hear from you guys.
much more ambivalence, or better put, cynicism towards the issues.
Mm,
Dangote is, yes, a man who has put Africa on the map, but
mm-hmm,
how he's gotten there
mm.
has disadvantaged a lot of people and, reflects a problem with the system.
It's more like
Okay,
monopoly,
Nigerians' border, yes, has been shut down since when? And exclusion is given for Dangote to move their products. I mean, how does that sound? How does that sound? So
That's an issue. Mm-hmm,
that is, it alienates the common man, because when you look at it, you
mm-hmm,
don't even feel like you're part of the country. That man is a part and parcel of a tight web of elites that have held,
Elites.
yeah,
yeah,
because
the economy of the country to
mm-hmm,
ransom.
mm,
Okay, and
But
now we are talking
that's
about a class hijacking of the states, of which
the
Nigerians
same
don't
thing
feel
that's
like they are
happening
part
in
of.
Zimbabwe, isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah. Let's
So
Zimbabwe belongs
we
to
can't celebrate him.
mm-hmm,
this bubble, this
Mm,
elite of
mm-hmm,
people who are not
yeah.
even 100 that own the whole country and its
Yeah.
minerals and
mm-hmm,
all the resources. When you get a president that takes a whole mine and gives it to his stepson, it says a
Yeah.
lot about
I mean,
Africans. And
mm-hmm,
then you hear African presidents that call out to everybody who's in the diaspora, oh, come home, will you come and invest in the country? And they're taking their kids out of the country to go and buy
right.
them properties in other
Abroad.
countries, and their money is held in Swiss banks. And then you say there's, you blame the white person, but you are taking your money. The money is going into their banks, and they are going to you, the Europeans, the same Europeans you're talking about. They're going to take that money and use it to generate wealth, using the
Mm,
same money you've stolen from your own people. We are our own worst enemies as Africans,
yeah,
I
that's
think.
true. Mm.
The way we behave, our mentality needs to change. But
Yeah, that
we are so full of hate towards ourselves.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know.
Glory, is it Glory? She's on mute. So yeah, when when
okay.
when
Yeah.
when Julius traced your point, you were in the middle of also saying something about Dangote.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, it's totally in tune with all that she said. I
mm-hmm.
would celebrate Mo Ibrahim more, because what he's done,
More
especially
Ibrahim,
with his
yes.
award and the foundation,
Mm-hmm.
has sort of encouraged a lot of leaders, to have something to aspire to, for which they can hold themselves accountable, because there are no institutions in place to hold them accountable. Um, but when we come to the possibility of solution, given the world is talking about bridging the intergenerational gaps, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we're talking about having dialogues and interactive sessions that shares ideas between the older generation and the youth. Let's not even forget that we are, I don't know how old you are, but you look young. If
Oh,
I'm looking maybe 5 or above, you, Kayla.
oh no,
So,
yeah. That's another interesting
that's still
thing.
that's still a problem, because we the youth have late preparation in Africa. So by the time you are even coming to realize who you are and
Mm,
what your purpose is and what you want to do with your life, you're
mm,
already too old to be categorized institutionally as a youth. In fact, my own
yeah.
country, the national youth policy, because you remember that we have the African Youth Charter, which
Mm,
specifies that even the youth age is 35. My country has further, reduced it from last year to 29, saying that
Hey.
older youth should not be parading themselves as young people anymore.
Hey.
But the other younger generation do not even have the mental preparation, the psychosocial composure to engage anything called government or any institution. They don't even understand the issues at play. The maximum they have with some leverage of social media impact is to be able to assess, to analyze personalities and events, not issues. So they don't know, for instance, when you say, oh, this is the direction I want to go as a nation, based on ethnic identity and the prevalence of tribal politics and all that, this is what we want. They don't even know how these issues emerge, so they cannot engage with it. You see the dilemma we are in as a continent. And because I see that I'm noting that it's pervasive across Africa. So it's the reason why it seems like young people can never really challenge the older generation because they don't understand what they should even be asking for. So starting us now on this forum, we should be able to clarify these issues in a way that can enable the average younger person understand what the problem really is and where we should be going. And for me, where we should be going is usually left very vague. But if we can begin to conceptualize our idea of where we should be going in the way we do in business, which is the objectives, the smart, objectives, the specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time. But it can help other young people who don't have the full competence yet to understand all the technical languages, to at least say, oh, we are in need for this. You can see that it played out in, if you followed Nigerian protest of the NSAS. It played out at some point, leaders wanted to engage. They said, send some leaders. But the youth, they've been so overwhelmed with the euphoria of saying that we could contribute directly to a process without necessarily having frontline leaders. And so the protest extended beyond reason. And now we found that a lot of problems came out to play. So it does not allow us as a demography to perfect our strategy. So this is what I think that the House of Africa now should be enabling, as an institution itself, but we're growing to an institution, right? Saying that we're stronger together. Then this competition I notice in international conferences about African youth self-competing. Senegal don't want to see Nigeria move forward. Nigeria don't want to see Ghana move forward. We should be retracing and addressing that kind of problem, because one thing that has bothered me ab initio is
that's another form of tribalism
of Africa to present one single candidate as in the front ambition for the United Nations Security Council permanent membership, because these are the issues that House of Africa should be looking at. Our issues should be more institutional, actually, long term, than what other periphery youth organizations like Even Africana League should be doing.
It's like you're reading my mind.
Yes, and it starts from now. If the younger generation in their international conferences can begin to learn that when we come together, we shouldn't be competing. We should be looking at how to build a synergy so that whatever is the outcome of our conference, the glory doesn't go to any country or anybody who is representing to say he's of Senegal, he's of Nigeria, because that's what conflict, or the tendency to say we want to pursue hegemonic interest and identity. No, it should be about saying this is so and so of Africa. Do you get that? So that these longer issues that are plaguing Africa would not always be. We're still struggling with South Africa and the BRICS. We're struggling with a lot of these our countries that are at the level of AU. The reason AU is not powerful is that when they have agreements, it is always more beneficial to independent countries who have their sovereignty to go negotiate independently with other clusters like the EU directly and all these other binding ties that they used to establish against the larger interest of the African Union. So, and the AU is just a body like UN. It cannot force, it cannot compel You know, so these are things that we should be looking at long term to address, and with clarity on direction. Because I want to see this is an issue. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things you're given as take home or assignments for participants or for organizations that are part of House of Africa to go and execute with feedback and deadlines. So
yeah, we have a lot to sort out. It's like you,
so
yeah,
much.
you were reading our mind with regards to these institutions that we you know, the way that we're going to go is building an institution that will represent people. I was
Right.
careful in not saying that that maybe we will push them to do what, you know, the community want. But I think it will come, you know, there will come a point where new institutions will, you know, do more, and we'll have to lay a proper foundation so that we see a lot of, you know, meaningful change in our communities. Because these guys, they will, you know, they will never change anything, because they're there just to support one another. And I do understand the reason why they're doing it, because it's that, like, the fear of, you know, of change, that okay, if they change, that means whatever they, you know, they used to do, everything will, you know, that cycle will break, and some of them will lose a lot of things.
They will
So
lose.
it's just, yeah,
They will lose.
it is just fear. And I think, yeah, like you said, you know, us is the young generation, we don't really understand our rights. And the other thing that we do not fully understand is that if we do not do anything or engage these people, nothing will change. Nothing will change at all. So we really need to make up our minds and, you know, tell ourselves that, you know what, we are on our own here,
Yeah.
and we are the ones like suffering on the ground, and we need to support one another. And
Yeah.
politicians, again, when you know, are not the only leaders that are going to make a meaningful change in our communities. That's one thing that, you know, young people need to
They need to
understand.
understand. Yeah.
But yeah, we've got a lot. We've got a lot
Yeah.
to do.
So with respect to the topic
Hmm.
for 27th, what's the structure like? Who is speaking first? That's what, and I know it's for
Yeah,
9
we
p.m.
hadn't. Yeah, we hadn't. It's yeah, we hadn't. How Juliet was kicked out. We hadn't actually highlighted who's going to talk first and stuff and all that, but that can be easily sorted out, anyways. So engage other people that did not
And
want
what's the
to.
style of presentation?
The style of presentation, I think the one that we did, I think it went well. So we probably gonna go with that. Like, you know, if in the beginning we do intros, as in like, okay, about House of Africa, what is House of Africa, ABCD, that intro, the vision and stuff, and that's the vision that we share with everyone in the community, because we believe that, you know, all of us are House of Africa. And now, and then I'll talk about, you know, also the topic that we're going to tackle, which is, you know, issues of tribalism in our communities. Um, and then what must we be done for it to be rooted out? Just highlight that topic, and then, yeah, talk about the panelists, and then what we did last time with panelists, we speak about um, you as a person and the things that you do. So that's one thing that I need to find out from you. I know you're into politics and stuff, just your profile. And then I will talk about your profile.
Okay, so I could
And
send you
then,
something.
yes, send me something. Talk about your profile, and also talk about the things that I know that you know, you're going to talk about, and then give you the floor and say over to you. And then you start talking about you know, the issues, the dynamics of, you know, tribalism in Nigeria and stuff, and probably something that maybe you can now highlight.
Okay.
You know, about tribal, because this thing that this topic that we're talking about is related to what we've been speaking about earlier on anyway.
Right.
It's kind of connected. That's the thing that I was thinking of. I was like, yeah, you know what, this topic is kind of, it's connected to a lot of things.
It is.
Mm.
Okay. Do you
So
have any specific direction
uh,
so that just to ensure that we are not repeating ourselves? It would have been nice if we sort of have maybe the different speakers have different subtopics from that central theme so that each person is addressing something, and then in the end everybody can then add the observations, so as we go
hello.
on people can, yeah, so that we don't
Yeah.
repeat.
Yes.
Because sometimes I like when Juliet spoke, I saw we have similar ideas about the elite,
Oh yeah.
dominance of our species.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if I just
We are
spoke
on
on the
Zoom
same
now.
thing, yeah.
So hold on, Glory. We are on Zoom now. We were just doing the pre-meeting prior to, you know, the live show on Sunday. So we're wondering if it was possible for you to just join the Zoom link, and then we just quickly. Okay. All right. So okay, the link is on the group. Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Sorry, that's Gabriel.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. The thing is, you know, tribalism is kind of related in one way or another,
For sure.
and we will probably sort of like touch similar subjects, same thing. But
Okay.
again, we are trying to also hear, you know, the issues from, you know, different countries. We know these are the same issues. So I don't know whether it will be possible for
Okay,
us
so
to
we just
say
want
don't
to
repeat.
know,
Yeah, what's, you
yeah,
know,
the experiences of
the experiences
countries,
of
of our
people of
different
countries,
countries.
and the experience will be
Okay,
kind of like
I
the
get that.
same. Will be kind of like the same. Then at the end,
Yeah,
when people have
at least,
spoken,
yeah.
and then we conclude, what do we do? And then we involve the audience. If the audience maybe have, you
Okay,
know, commented, we can, you know, engage them and answer their questions or whatsoever. Because you
okay,
know,
I get that.
what we're going through is similar. The challenges that we're
It is.
facing in Africa, they are similar.
Exactly.
So it's better, yeah, for us to, you know, talk about them, because I'm not, you know, I've only been in Nigeria just visiting. So I know about
I've never
Yoruba
been
people.
to
You've
Zimbabwe.
never been to Zimbabwe. But yeah, and I'm
I
No.
know
coming to.
I know
I'm,
Nigeria through Nigerian movies.
Julius, it would be nice
But
for us to have a program, and then you can come in the
yes,
future.
what I find fascinating about being or living in Europe for the time that I've lived here was meeting people from different parts of Africa. And then there was a day, I think there was about 10 of us, almost from different countries in Africa. And we decided to just talk about our childhood. We found that we did things similar. You know, like
Wow.
when you want to cut meat and you start cutting meat and you call somebody to come and hold it for you while you cut it.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to sharpen a knife, you go outside and you find a stone and you sharpen it on
So,
that
yes.
stone. You don't know what dirt
Wow.
is on that stone or on that piece of rock. And then you take the knife and you go and continue cutting or doing whatever you were doing in the kitchen. And I found that we are also related. We just been driven apart, but we are just one. The way we did things, we speak different languages, but we are just one. You know,
yeah.
that was really, really fascinating.
We really are just one. We really are. I mean, and that's what makes this topic that Kaiser has chosen very fantastic. Because
Yeah, yeah,
just even learning how similar we are is really beautiful.
it is. It is. We are so similar. For me, I would love, as big as Nigeria is, I would love to come and visit, because it's a very interesting country that we have such a big country with such a huge population. Over the years,
Yeah.
I've met quite a lot of Nigerians, but to actually know and step into that country, I think would be a good thing.
Kaiser will organize something in the near future, right?
Yeah, you know, Nigeria is my second home. So you
Mm.
know, so everybody knows. It's my second home.
Yeah.
So it's United Kingdom, Zimbabwe, South Africa, then Nigeria. So you'll be
Interesting.
seeing more of me in Nigeria. Which
Okay,
part are
I
you
look forward
in
to it.
Nigeria? Which part are you in?
I'm in the FCT. I'm in the Federal Capital Territory.
I know Lagos, and I know about Lagos, and I've
Abuja.
been to Abuja. I've been to Abuja. Okay. So
I'm in
yeah,
Abuja.
last in January I was in Abuja. So this next year, I think towards the end of January, I may go to, I think, Lagos. I was
Okay.
planning on going to Lagos and then Abuja again. I'm not quite sure
Okay.
if I'll be able to do that. But yeah, Nigeria is my second home.
Interesting.
My so everyone knows my girlfriend is Nigerian, but she was born in the UK.
Like it was
See?
just hooking. It was just my. I wonder where the mind was ending.
Yeah, so yeah, you see, so
Ah, that's beautiful.
you see now.
The mind took a bit. The
See now.
mind took a bit of a turn.
Honestly, you're coming to marry here.
Yeah, it's yeah. I think
I will attend that
it's
wedding.
going towards that, because
Wow.
the family knows about me. The mother, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
The cheeks.
Gloria, you better
I
find
can't
me a
help
tailor
nothing.
now. You better find me a tailor to make me that nice dress.
No, Julia, I'll find you the tailor.
But they're based here in the UK.
Okay.
But a
Me,
mother
I just
is in
want to wear those
a
pretty
mother is in
dresses.
yeah
That's
a
all.
mother is in Nigeria at the moment. I think she's coming back tomorrow. She went for a program, like a church program.
Okay.
Yeah, she's Yoruba. I don't know what tribe are you?
I'm Igbo.
Oh, so you're Igbo. Igbo, they make money. Oh, that's what I've been told.
That's what they
Business-minded
told
people.
me. Yes, so we like money. We do like money, actually.
Making money makes sense, and that's what we want to do here in the House of Africa. We
It
make
is.
money for ourselves, and that money will be our voice. It will speak because we've got so much, brilliant ideas. But if we
Yeah.
do not do income generation projects where we will support one another, our voice will never be heard by these guys, because these guys are sitting on top of our assets. That's what young people don't understand, and they will never give us easily like that. It's like when a
No,
strong man occupies your place, for you to remove him, you have to do a lot. And making money is part of that. When we make money, people will respect us.
Right.
But if we come with brilliant ideas as young people, they'll be like, okay, who are you? We will see what you are going to do without money. That's what we need to do. Start businesses
I think
everywhere, international businesses. everywhere. Support one another.
Money
Create a
opens
platform.
doors.
Yeah.
It
Create a
does.
platform for
Yeah.
every person that has got that vision of empowering
Yeah.
communities in Africa. We know that if we give a platform to that person, they will go and do more. So we're multiplying, you know.
That's
Whatever
right.
they are going to call us, whether we're a
Yeah,
group
that's
or
right.
whether they call us a cult, but we'll be a good cult.
I get that.
Yeah. So that
Totally
is the
get that.
idea, and the youth need
Okay,
to
so I now understand. I think I'm understanding more clearly from what you just explained now. So it's basically going to be empowering, mutually empowering to sort of produce resources and to circulate it.
and circulate it. And when we
Yes.
see talent, we support that talent. We know there are a lot of people that have got creative and
So
innovative
that
ideas.
wealth can grow and be circulated and be distributed
Yes.
around the members. Okay.
So we're not
So I think
inventing
that
any
this is awesome. African League takes the more political dimension. So, but this is so beautiful, and I think I'll give all my energy to
and
whatever we can do.
it's got everything. It's got politics, it's got health, it's got education, it's got whatever.
I understand.
Everything.
I guess.
Everything.
You know, you will usually get everything in it, but there'll be a major arm. You get upon which the major springboard, that launches or activates every other thing.
So yeah, that's what we're trying to do. Mr. Kwai has joined us, the King of Ghana. We've known each other a long time. We've done a lot of things, charitable work in Ghana, everywhere, Zambia, Malawi, Morocco, you know. So yes, King Gabs.
You're welcome.
We've got Glory Ukwenga and Juliet Tambo from UK, Zimbabwe, and Glory is based in Nigeria, Abuja, the city of Abuja. She's a goal-driven lady, political minded, power to Africa. Also,
power
Juliet.
belongs to us.
Juliet
Hello, Gabriel.
is the House of Africa member.
Hello.
How
I
are
hope
you?
you guys are doing very well.
Yes, we are.
I am
Great
good,
to meet
thank
you.
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm good as well. I'm good as well. Yes. Yeah, I do apologize for not joining in earlier. I just had to do a few one, two here and there. So
yeah, with the family. Anyway, it's Christmas Eve, so yeah.
Yeah, I had to go visit the family, see how they are doing. Just returning. So yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, wonderful. Nice to see you guys.
Oh, yep. So yeah, again, Gabriel is he graduated. He's a fashion designer.
Is that?
Fashion designer. He did fashion at university.
Right.
And then also his, God-given talent or his passion or a duty or assignment, because we've all got an assignment. He's a pastor, evangelist, stroke fashion designer.
Wow.
And then entrepreneur, helping in the community. So we've done a lot. We've gotten an organization called Evergreen Partnership Association. We haven't been doing much, but before, yes, we did a lot, and we want to start again and do more.
Right.
So we're doing a lot of projects here in UK and also in Africa, helping to build schools, Ghana, Morocco, and also helping young girls in Zambia who did not receive education, and they were getting married early and stuff. So we were trying to promote those communities so those young girls could go to school rather than just wasting their lives by
I watched a very disturbing documentary the other day about girls in Zambia. Yeah. You know, the teachers are abusing them for results.
Mm.
Wow.
So all that
Yeah.
we need to change that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So House of Africa is like a hub now.
Mhm.
it is a hope.
Mm.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
yeah,
that's one thing. I mean, we young people are the game changers.
mm,
But you see, the way is the moment we change our mindsets concerning certain things, we will be able to work out these changes that need to take place, and be able to work out. And that's why I'm really well, I'm happy about the topic that you guys have taken on board for Sunday concerning tribalism, because it's one aspect um, that is really working against us, because
mhm,
it begins with us um, working against each other within our own countries, but then
mhm.
it
Yes.
broadens to the borderlines. Then we start working against the neighboring countries, I should say.
Yeah, that's
So
what
like,
Glory. That's
Sure.
what Glory also. Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
mean that's like, for example, me being a Ghanaian, like when I see a Nigerian, automatically it's being embroidered in me to see them in a certain way, whereby I mean, Kaiser, you were there. We hanged around with Nigerians at you
Mhm.
when I heard this film, and the idea or the perception that's been created already
That
to
some of them were 419.
exactly, those things we never experienced it with those people. And so with all these mindsets, we keep going, and then it continues to build a bridge between
Yeah,
us that helps
Yeah.
other people to jump on board and make use of it. Yeah.
Area, but the ideology that people had about Nigerians, that they are this, they are thieves, they are what, I never experienced that. So I struggled to truly understand the way people were viewing people from Nigeria. For me, they had always been my brothers and sisters because I had lived with them in South Africa. And when I came here and I had a hair salon, most of my customers were Nigerian women. I didn't even have my own fellow Zimbabwean women as customers. So my experience with people from Nigeria was totally different. So when it came to
My
people
in-laws. Hey,
talking, when
my
it came
in-laws.
to people talking bad about people from other countries, and I'm like, wait a minute, we've got our own thieves in Zimbabwe. We've got them. Most of them are in parliament. We've got them. But
Mm, mm,
so that whole thing, it stems from tribalism.
yeah.
Because in Zimbabwe, people who come from Mashona land and us from Matebele land, we are not recognized as truly Zimbabweans.
Mm,
So that has been carried forward now. We've brought it to these countries that we've immigrated to, that we think everybody is this, everybody is that. And you take people from Nigeria, from Ghana, from Cameroon, when they see somebody who is not from their country, because they're coming from a country that is so divided because of tribalism, you then hate.
mm,
You
mm,
take somebody who is Caucasian, and that person is the best.
mm.
yeah,
It's all coming from the mindset, what's been
Mhm,
programmed,
mhm,
what is pure. The same thing that is making our people bleach their skin because they want to be light skinned, because they
mm,
think being light skinned is beautiful, being white is beautiful. So tribalism is the core of our problems. And if we don't talk about it, then who will? We've
Yes.
got kids that are growing up in these countries who don't really know who they truly are because the schools are not teaching them their own history.
hmm. Very
So their
true.
sense of belonging is in the dustbin. People from Asian countries, their children speak their own languages.
Big time.
Us, our kids come here. We tell them, no, speak English. So without tribalism, without tribalism and tackling it, I think we won't really be doing the next generation justice. Because until or unless our children understand who they truly are, mixing with other people is not bad. But let's get to a point where I see somebody from Cameroon and I call them my sister. Somebody from Uganda, I call them my sister. I don't point fingers and go, that one from Uganda. You know, that woman from Uganda, I can't stand her. You know, Nigerians are like this. Oh, I can't stand them. No, but we are all one.
So how
it's
this
an
show,
interesting topic.
Yeah. So how this show is, as I'm listening, how this show is going to go is, we'll talk about the regional tribalism, like our countries, and then move to, outside borders. Does that make sense? We'll talk about the local one and then move to outside borders, and then and then now come to a conclusion. What are the solutions? What should we do about this? Because these things are just related. And then we'll also engage the audience. Obviously, when we are talking, they will be commenting and stuff. This topic is, it's loaded. It's interesting. It's interesting.
It's a can of worms.
It's like before we started, I wasn't, like thinking, I knew something, we're gonna say a lot, but hearing it from different people is like, it's fully loaded.
It's truly a can of worms.
It is, because it's a foundational problem.
True.
For the African existence, for whether or not we are going to move forward as nations and then as continents. Oh yeah.
So in Nigeria, what has been your experience with regards to tribalism? Yoruba, Fulani, the headsmen, the Hausas, the Yorubas.
It's everything. You can't discuss governance without talking tribe. You can't discuss development without talking tribe. You can't discuss representation without talking tribe. Your policies will always first be viewed from a tribal and then religious lens before it is even weighed on its own merit. With regards to, this is a policy of government, it's meant to achieve so and so goal, and it's meant to benefit a certain specific number of people. And then you weigh it, what are the advantages of this policy based on the goal it's meant to achieve over any other alternative. In Nigeria, everything starts and ends with tribe. You appoint somebody, his qualifications does not matter. Be tribe first. When you now finish appointing any set of people, a team, their capacity, their antecedents, their competence doesn't matter. We're looking at first the geographical representation, the ethnic representation of these people. Forgetting that when they are even sitting there, they're actually not even representing ethnic interests. They are representing individual, isolated interests that are just meant to benefit political class.
Self-interest,
But this is the language that the common man understands. And so politicians here, the political elites, have perfected it as an art of communication. And as a response, an even greater problem has emerged, which is that people now feel the only way to communicate effectively to government or to even your neighbor is violence. Because nobody hears anything else is weighted against your background. Okay, why must you be the one talking? You are from Igbo tribe. This issue, let a Hausa man, it doesn't matter that what you are even saying benefits them more. No. It has to matter that where you come from, and there must be an interest about where you come from. Forgetting that that person even talking does not even know your village, doesn't even know, was never born there, doesn't even speak the language, most likely even speaks the language of that place where they are. You see, so it's such a problem. So we're so diffused here because we not only have an identity problem, we have an acceptance problem because where you even want to claim will never accept you, and then you can never go back. So you never really belong anywhere. And this is a major conflict now of Nigerians. And at the end of the day, because we also have institutional, structures that have perfected it as well, which is in our country, we have what we call the federal character. The federal character means that ethnic representation must always be a factor to sort of balance, to create a geographical balance of whoever it is that you are appointing into positions and all that. So it has, the reason for which it came about, in the immediate post-colonial period, I think has been watered down now to just the question of your identity. There is no respect for technocracy. There is no regard for competence or for character. It's just first and foremost, where do you come from? Imagine that the Chief Justice in Nigeria, the CJF, oh my God, it's sad. Just look him up on the internet and see what the profile tells you, and you'll be so disappointed. You won't believe this is in Nigeria. I'm sure you even have some respect for. You won't just believe it. you won't just believe it. So it's a problem for us here, and it's a burden that we don't know how to escape from, especially because the South has some advantage when it comes to education. The percentage of the population that are educated, that have seen the four walls of primary, secondary, and university, and then there is now the larger population of the North that is not educated. And so their own elite will communicate to them just strictly based on their tribal affinity and religion. And so
who are in the North?
Say,
who are in the North? What tribe is that? Hausas.
The Hausas.
Hausas are Muslims.
So
do they go to school, those ones?
Yeah, they're dominantly Muslims, and they have the highest population of out-of-school children. And
out of school, do they I had the impression that they are not into education, those ones. Am I wrong?
They're not into education. No,
Yeah,
you're not wrong. So even though there are Christians among them, because we have to be careful about the stereotypes, even in those Christian communities, they're still always having clashes, religious clashes. There's conflict everywhere in Nigeria now. It's really unsafe, and it has pushed. We've been talking for some time about transnational organized crimes, but now we're seeing more cases of spillover and spin-off effects that are coming from it, like increased banditry, because everybody has understood now that you can use violence to get whatever you want.
Get whatever. Yeah, that's the thing.
From this whole Boko Haram saga to the Niger Delta conflict that we've been crying for resource control. So federalism should, whether Nigeria should even be at one. And if we must be at one, what do we want to adopt as a style? Do we want federalism as it is, or do we want confederation, or do we want to balkanize completely? You see, so it has thrown up so many issues that we're so confused. And truly speaking, in fairness to leaders, even if you have the best intentions now, if you emerge as president, or you are put into any position of office, you cannot make impact. You can't.
They'll just suck you into the system.
You have, first, apart from corruption, this issue of tribalism. You have the issue of the constant suspicion about your intentions, as against whether you are trying to benefit your people. Okay? And then sometimes, normally, policies should benefit where you come from, but nobody's going to listen to that. You know, people are not thinking as policymakers that you ought to go around, you know. Then you have the issue of now even being able to communicate effectively with the people. People don't understand the issues at play in politics. They only understand the language of tribalism. So anybody in an opposition or any civil society organization who throws up that language catches the minds of the people. And so it makes it even difficult for any government to make anything out of itself. That is another side of it. And there are different sides of it that we really can't exhaust in one conversation. I need to give chance for other people so that we can manage time. But
yes.
it's complex and it's too intermediate.
Over to you, Gabriel.
So detailed in our national life for the wrong
Over
reason.
to you, Gibbs. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
These are
everything that
similar.
my dear sister is mentioning is just the same thing happening.
Similar,
I think,
yes.
in the different countries, because you see, we after the post-colonial era, there were just a few people who were educated in the system of how the Europeans were operating, and those people were supposed to come back and re-educate the nation, like, you know, this is how we can now go about our business. But no, they decided to now use that knowledge to benefit themselves. And so we've seen that has trickled down from that era to now, that we see that just a set group of people decide and make sure that they are doing well. As soon as they are settling, they just come up with, as our dear sister was mentioning, they come up with ways and means to talk, to convince the rest of the people that they are, wherever they are, they deserve where they need to be. They deserve the choices that they are making, and it doesn't have to go beyond anything. And so now we have people that are waking up, that I'm really happy about, especially a lot of young people. I mean, I'm a little bit disappointed. I mean, not to take it away a little bit from what we're talking about. I'm a little bit disappointed that it looks like the whole NSAS situation has gone down now. How it carried out, and how the people that I saw that were taking hold, I felt like, oh, this is the first piece that is going to trickle the change that we need in Africa. But then it died out as usual, because obviously, you know, there's one aspect which I see within our culture as Africans that really is trick or is holding us back, and that very aspect is respect. You see, I respect my parents. I respect somebody who my parents respect, and so when something happens that I feel like this, let's say I've been educated, because we are all going through education, any aspect of life, whether it's through school or within life itself, you're going through education. And so if I get a certain knowledge about something and I talk about it, because I have that respect for my parents and have a respect for somebody else who my parents respect, it doesn't matter how much I scream, I will meet that barrier of respect at some point in time, and that barrier of respect will cause me to shut up, because it's like, how dare you speak against Uncle A or Auntie B? You have to like be quiet, because you can't push beyond the boundary. And these people that we have respect with have got sets of experiences, and their set of experiences are not our narrative, but they have made it our narrative. They've told us that, listen, you going to get married to an Hausa person or an Igbo person or an Ashanti or a Bono or somebody else from a different tribe. They've told us it can never work, because when they made a certain decision,
that's another,
carrying their own prejudice, their own, let me say, their own, their own mindset, what they are involved in, because they carried that on and it didn't work. They want that to be part of your lifestyle. And that has triggered into every aspect of our lifestyle. And so it is really bringing us down. Because you see, I say this because I experienced something when I went to Ghana in 2018. That the place where my mom's house is at this point in time is like a newly built place.
Mm.
And they were, before I went, they were talking about how developed the place is. But when I got there, I saw potholes as big as like a valley. I saw so many things that I couldn't define that as how you call it, as development.
Mm.
You know, there were certain things that were happening that I was like, how is this development? And when I was, and luckily when I was there, they were having like a town meeting. And I'm saying that in code because it's just, I see that just as one of those political talks or political gathering that they gather people so they can tell the people what they are doing and the people can re-vote them in the next time so that they can continue to waste the money. But this guy was talking about how he has helped to develop the place. And he's saying that look at the road that comes up to this place. We have finished the first half. And next year, the next 4 years, we are going to finish the next half. Then he's talking about we bring public toilets at this place. Everything this guy is talking about, I'm like, are we supposed to praise you for doing things that my taxes is supposed to give to me?
Mm.
I mean, are you serious? And when I decided to voice out, people were like, yo, you're young. You're not supposed to be talking like that. You're supposed to have respect.
Keep quiet. Respect.
Respect gets put on the table again. But it has nothing to do with respect. It's me demanding for my right as a citizen, living at a place where I pay my dues. You know? And I'm telling this guy, you are in a V8 riding about, so you don't get to experience what people are experiencing. But you see, they've been able to convince the people with the words that, hey, one, I am your tribal man. So automatically, I think of you. Two, I live in this area. So automatically, all my choices concerns you. But everything that they are doing tells us that no, they're thinking of themselves and their family. But that's why as young people, we should be very, very careful about the narratives that we allow people to tell us. You see, because their experience ain't our experiences. The growth that we are having now is not the same growth that they are having. But there's something that my uncle always says. He says that before the old man dies, we should make sure that he doesn't give, he says we should make sure that he gives the right walking stick to the next person in charge. Yeah, what he means by that is this. Those people that came up with this ideology that we are the elite and we need to, we deserve certain things. When they go out, they ensure that they empower certain young people with the same mindset. Or the next generation with the same mindset. So even though they retire, we still have a set of the same players who come with the same game plan, the same game plan. But it's about time that we, the young people, we stand up. And just as the SARS thing was happening, I was like, yo, I hope these guys hold on. I hope these guys hold on just a little bit. And it would just trickle all over because for the first time, I saw folks all over, not just in Nigeria, but folks all over Africa stepping in and saying, hey, there needs to be a change within our governance. There needs to be a change in the way we look at each other. Because you see, when it comes to it, it is me and an Igbo person at the hospital. When it comes to it, it is me and a Hausa who are sharing the same benefit. When it comes to it, we are all driving on the same road. And so when you come to understand those things and understand that the brother next to you is the same person that God placed on your path to help enable you to rebuild or to shape the mandate that he gave to us to rebuild and multiply upon this earth, then you come to understand the whole sequence of the different roles. And so it's about time that this education goes out, that we learn from this education and educate ourselves that this change needs to happen. And maybe, I mean, one of the things that I keep, one of the things that I've put down in my diary now that as I go forward, I'll be trying to do is to try and empower those less fortunate in the sense of helping them to renew their mind, not just about donation, you know, like us, how we used to talk about in the past, that we will not just go to a school and just give them products, or let me say it that way, in the sense of just give them school books or give them those things, but rather we will go forward than that and say, hey, these things that I'm giving to you, yes, use it now, but let me give you all these mental tools that you will use for you to build your situation, to look at your situation and say, hey,
Education, yeah.
yeah. So there are certain education that is needed that isn't necessarily the education of the institute, but is the education of life itself that tells us that, hey, I deserve this. I deserve this life. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to have that greatness that God has blessed me with. I deserve to have the changes that is happening in the world. I deserve to have the same thing here. I mean, I say in Africa, we are saying, I am so glad that there are people who are going around Africa taking pictures and showing us the greatness in Africa. But at the same time, I feel like we are sweeping certain things under the carpet that we need to really talk about and say, hey, it is great that somebody has built the world's most beautiful hotel. But next to the world's most beautiful hotel, there's a hospital where if I'm sick and I don't pay, nobody's going to take care of me. Next to that hospital, there are children on the street that have been left out. Next to that hospital, next to that big hotel, there are graduates who have been denied their job. Why? Not because they don't have the education, they don't have the qualification, but maybe because of their tribe, maybe because of where they come from. They've been denied. So we have a whole lot of experts that have been shifted account on this whole mentality of tribalism. So we need to really be careful with how we go.
So, the other thing that I picked up is that these people are stuck in their old ways. But the world has moved.
Big time.
And we're now like a global village, you know? And even this pandemic taught us that we need one another when it comes to resolving things and stuff. So when you're stuck in your old ways and the world is moving forward, that means you're hindering progress. And we need to break that cycle. Because they think, you know, they've got this mentality of they know everything. No one can, you know, come and, you know, make a change apart from them. And that's why they're now supporting one another, you know, using all, you know, different, you know, tickets and stuff. And one of it is tribalism. That, okay, that is my person. I know they're going to look after me. And then you give them positions, you know, in maybe even in a law sector, you know, all the lawyers, or even in the health industry, but those people are not even qualified. And that means that they're always going to protect themselves, even if you take all these matters to the, you know, these institutions or to the courts.
Yeah.
It's just going to die down, just like what happened to the SARS thing. But I've seen some people in the parliament in UK, they are discussing about this. Is it Juliet? I can hear some sound.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's gone. No, it's still there. Yeah, but I think, yeah, this topic is very, it is deep. It's got a lot of stuff. And I was thinking that we're going to do an hour, but it's been more than an hour. But I think we know what we're going to talk about now. We know, because, and yeah, these things are related and stuff. And, you know, speaking of my country, Zimbabwe, it's the same. They're looking after one another.
You find
factions
a politician is voted in. He brings in his wife, becomes the secretary, and gets paid a lot of money. The wife then brings the eldest son, the daughter, the young sister, the brother. They all have different. There's no limit. You find one position has created 15, 20 positions for the whole family.
It is very complex, and it also
Yeah.
creates fear again
Mhm.
amongst themselves, because they've
Yeah.
they messed up, they used the wrong system, they don't even trust one another.
Mhm.
Like in my country, like the President Mugabe, who passed away, he was coming from this another section of Shona people, because in Shona, in the Shona community, there are also different groups of people,
Yeah.
so there is tribalism within that their community.
The
So
tribe itself.
so he comes from the Zezuru family. So the people that he gave higher posts was Zezuru people. And then there were other Karanga who are Shonas. So they were not given positions of influence, because he didn't
That's
trust
the
them.
ones that are
You
in
see.
power now,
So
the
now they were
Karanga
now
now.
fight. Now the Karangas are in, so they're now
In,
having their own war.
they are
And then
pushing
you've
out
got
the Zezurus now.
another Ndebele Shona war, where these people that came from South Africa also, their regions are not developed. And then what they do sometimes as well, they take someone from Mashonaland, they deploy him to a different region where he wasn't born. They tell him to go and do assignments there. How can you carry out duties in a place that you don't know? You don't know those people. How can you police that area? So that's where a question of things like devolution, they need to come in,
Yeah.
empower communities,
Very
give them
much. And
power.
even
Just like, you look at a place like England, we've got people from Manchester, Mancunians, we've got Liverpoolians, we've got Londoners and stuff. Those people, we know there's a difference between a Londoner and a person from Manchester. Londoners love one another and stuff. But when it comes to, distribution of resources and wealth, London gets its share, Manchester gets its share, Liverpool gets its share. Things are moving, even if these people are different. And they can even talk about, yes, I'm from Manchester, I'm proud. But the systems are working. Why can't we do the same thing as well? If, if I'm from the north, I mean, Hausa or whatsoever, the people that are going to police that area, they need to be Hausas. And if it's a Yoruba land, they need to be Yoruba people. Igbo, they need to be like decentralization.
If you want to
So
look
all
at
those
how
things.
how
So
messed up our leaders are, just look at the education system. Their kids are not educated in Africa because they don't trust the education system in Africa.
Yeah.
Their kids are educated abroad.
even hospitals and stuff. So
Even hospitals,
yeah,
they go abroad.
mm,
So that's how our systems are so messed up.
yeah. I think we've covered a lot of things. This thing is fully loaded. So we'll, we'll sort it out. We'll sort it out tomorrow and then tomorrow and Sunday, and then I'll just bring the how the order of speakers, or first person who's this and that. I'll put it on the platform, and then it's gonna be
Okay.
streamed live, cross streamed by other people. They've got a lot of followers, so just because of that, they will stream live it, and we'll also stream live it. And then anyone in this group as well, they can share with their own people. So we
Okay.
get thousands and thousands of people will be able to learn about this, because it's all about education, and we need to educate one another. And that's one thing that we've pinpointed, that the masses need to know. Everyone, and all of us are leaders. Everyone is a leader, not just these politicians and stuff. That's the way forward. And
Yeah.
then again, we'll be on using StreamYard. So StreamYard can allow 10 participants. I don't think we'll be more than 10 anyway. Even if we are 4, we just need people that are just like today, fully loaded. We can just give it to people, So yeah, StreamYard, it will be live on Facebook through StreamYard, and then also YouTube, and then cross streamed on different platforms. There's in our community, there's this group of people. they've got their own platform. They've got more than 150,000 followers, 300,000. So they will stream live it as well. So, and then what else? What else? What else did I miss?
How long is it? Is it
How
gonna?
each speaker? How long? Each
Oh, how
speaker?
long?
Sorry, Gabriel.
Also,
Yeah,
No.
would depend. Would depend. I'll try and control, because maybe 15 minutes each speaker. But this thing is fully loaded. I think we'll break it down like what I said, regionally, and then we move to beyond borders, and then we also engage the viewers, because they'll come up with something, and then we have to answer their questions if we need to, and then we come up with a conclusion in the end. So minimum will be 15, and we don't want to go beyond 2 hours. I wanted us to be 1 hour, but there's a lot to be said here.
1 hour, 1 hour.
1 hour won't do the cut, but it won't be beyond 2 hours. Yeah, between 1 hour and 2 hours, because there are a series of topics that we're going to do. If we leave anything next week, we keep people in suspense, so they'll want more of it.
Yeah, go out there and represent us, please.
Yeah, tonight, yeah. I knew we were gonna talk about a lot of things, but yeah, there's a lot more fire.
Yeah. Okay.
God is on the throne. You help us. Yeah. And then you can also give me your emails. I can share this.
Sorry, I forgot my this thing was not muted. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you need this recording, I can send it to people. Maybe people want to revisit it.
Okay.
And Gabriel missed the fully loaded things in the beginning.
Okay, the beginning, yeah. So how my sisters were breaking down the bread. Yes.
Yeah.
If Glory, just send me your email as well.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Gloria, I'm coming to
well.
Nigeria.
We did well. Yeah. Juliet is coming to Nigeria.
I'm coming to Nigeria, Gloria.
When?
And I'm coming to your house soon.
Oh, that'll be nice. I'll be glad to receive you.
When lockdown is over, I'm on my way.
All right. All right, good people.
Okay.
So we'll catch up. Thank you so much.
Nice meeting you.
Right, nice to meet you, Juliet.
Okay. Nice. Bye.
Yeah.
Iron sharpens iron. We are going forward by fire.
Yeah. God bless you all.
Nice one. Thank you.
Bye.
Good night. Enjoy the Christmas tomorrow. Yes. Eat lots of food. Okay.